from
Separate.
variables up to the intermediate where we are now. Do you have any challenge? Hello.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, I'm asking you so far what that we've done so far from the intermediate basics up to intermediate where we are now. Do you have any challenge? Do you have any challenge so far?
Sir, please no. Sir, please no.
Okay, Benson,
Yes, sir.
do you have any challenge?
Sir, please no.
Okay, so um, yesterday we couldn't meet, but then today what I want us to do is that I'm going to um, take you through some of the bits step by step now because I want us to start our project and then from there we can close this session and move to the next phase. So I'm going to take my time step by step and solve some of the issue. I'll just pick one topic and through that I will use that one to treat some of the intermediate course topics that we've done so that you'll be able to understand it perfectly and then you can do your own stuff whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's what that I needed from you because now where we got into, I don't want you to, let's say, chew anything. You don't need to chew anything. Just what that you needed to do is to understand. Okay, so that's what that you needed to do. Sometimes some of the things, if you understand it, you can just check. Okay, what is this like? You can just like I told you that you can use the Python to be able to do a lot of research and get a lot of information about some of the stuff that you wanted to do. So today I will take my time and then go through all that with you. So basically, what we will be doing is that we want to generate maybe 20 username and 20 password, and when we are done we can combine the password and the username and assign it to one user. So there are some topics that we will be treating. Okay, topic like now all of you know the join. When you talk about join, you know what a join is. We already know what a list comprehension means. Okay, we also know what zip also mean. When you talk about zip, what is zip about? We also want to know what it means. We already know about enumerate. I believe you've heard about that. You know that when you talk about enumerate, you know what enumerate means, right? Right?
Sir, please no.
You don't know enumerate.
Sir, please yes.
I think I've treated that. We've done enumerate. I've done map with you. We've done map. Okay. I hope you remember that one too. Or you don't.
Sir, please I remember.
Okay, so we've done map. So how do we map something using the Python? Okay. So today, what that I will do is that I needed to go through step by step. So once you understand it, you can decide to manipulate it anyhow you want it. Because now where we got into, we are no more uh, basic learners. We are now at intermediate level. So most of the things you understand. So I'm not going to go that low. So if still you don't understand anything, please you draw my attention so that maybe I can break it down further for you. Okay, so without wasting my time, I wanted the Marcel to join, but then he hasn't joined. So I can't wait any longer. I will start the session. So I'm sharing my screen with you. Is my screen visible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is good. So we can start now. So there are so many things you can use Python to do. Like myself, if right now if I want to download anything from the internet, I don't need any software to do download. I just use my Python code to download anything I wanted. We just get the URL for what I want to download, then I can just download. So Python is good. So once you understand it, you can do whatever you want to do. So please, I want you to just be with me now and make sure whatever that I'm going to do with you today, you get the understanding of it, because that is the most important thing. Okay, once you get the understanding of it, that is that is it. Okay, so kindly join me for that. Okay, now Marcel is still not in, so I think we have to start. Okay, so now file I'll open a new file here, and then say recap. I'm using the recap dot python. Okay, so hello. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, please, I hope my screen is okay.
So it is.
Okay. Okay, so I was I think I have some question. What question do I have? Okay, let me see. Okay, so the question that I want us to tackle here is simple. So we want to write Python code to generate 20 username and password. Okay, using list compre comprehension. Okay, so we actually want to solve this. Okay, so this is just a simple question. Now, to be able to generate password and the username, we want something random, 20 username and password. So we needed to have a string for that. So what are some of the models that we needed to have so that we'll be able to generate this username and password? Who can tell me? What models do we need? What model? What model? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, what model do we need? If I want to generate 20 username and password, what do I need? Okay, so we
Random.
okay, so we need random. Okay, fine. So we need random model and what again? Because we need random because it's what that we are going to generate is not going to be uh it's not going to be static. Okay, so we need a random. That is okay. Yeah, what again? What again? Okay, so now we can have the string, okay, because username and the password that we are going to, we needed to have a string, okay. So like I said, when we come to that, so I can have import random, okay, and then another one import what, string, right? So with these two can help me to generate my username and password. I hope it's clear. Now I want to see what are some of the fun. As you know that random is a package name. It's like a container that houses different functions within random. Okay, so maybe you might not know a specific one that you needed. So if you don't know that, the only thing you do is you import the whole model. If I know specific one I needed, I will just point to that one directly. So that one we can say from maybe random, from random import, from random import maybe uh, run run radiant, like this. In that case I know exactly what I want, but this case you don't know exactly what you want. So we can, let's maintain this. When you know exactly what you want, you can import this one directly. Okay, so now let's assume that we don't know what we want. So now we are using import random and then string. So the first thing is I want to know exactly what is inside this. Okay, last time I told you we can use the help function to assist us to know a lot of information about this. The next one is we can also use the directory function. So I can say that print print directory. So print directory here, I will put in dir, this is directory. Okay, then inside that I will have my random. So the random package is here. So when I run this program, let me place this one here. So when I run this one, you can see that it's giving me some information, but you realize that we can't see it well. It's going inside. So I'm going to put I'm using the pprint. Pprint will let me be able to do anyway. Later or maybe I'll show you how to use pprint. It's a module, you can download it and then import. So now I will say here import pprint. Okay, so now I have pprint here. So now I can say that let me use from, so that it will be easy for me. So from pprint print, import p print. So like this. So if that, then I can just do p print. If not, like I'll say p print dot p print, like this, dot p print. But I don't want to do that to be too long. So when you do this, it makes it simple. That's what I mean. Like when you know what you want, you can decide to call that one. Now here is saying that the name p print is not defined. Okay, so it's telling us that the name p print is not defined. Let's see here, what do I have here? Because I'm having another one here. I'm having like two there. So let's see again. So now you can see that it's printing now here with the p print it nicely for us. So now you can see that within the random we have a lot of functions there, but then what we'll be interested in, maybe choice. Okay, we'll be interested in choice, we'll be interested in maybe run radiant, we'll be interested in random. These are the what we'll be interested in now. Okay, apart from the rest now, we don't know maybe how to use it, so we will not go in for that. Or what the question that we wanted to solve doesn't need these ones. Okay, so we are not going to. So our interest is to be this, the run and then random. Okay, and then maybe choice, we can do that. Okay, so now we now know a little bit about this. Now let's go to string. Let's check what string 2 has. Okay, so now within the string you realize that we can also have string. Let's check some of the directories for string. So I'm still using the p print. So now you can see here that within that I have RC letters. So RC letters here will generate from A to Z. Okay, both capital and the small. Then I have here RC underscore lowercase will generate the lowercase for me. If I need the capital, I will get this. Then you realize digit. If you want from 0 to 9, you see it has it. Then we have hexadigit. You realize hexadigit. Maybe you don't know hexadigit, you can generate hexadigit. Then we have alter. So maybe let's try to find out about. Now you can see if I'm using password, we have something called punctuation. Maybe within the password I want to have punctuation within. Okay, so now I believe you understand some of these things. Now you already know, okay, this is the package for a string, and within that package for a string is like a container. Within the container string, we have a lot of function, like we have all these ones. The same thing to p print, but I realize that I only need p print, so I say from p print import p print. So for instance, if I already know, so I can say from random import the only one that I need, maybe run range, or maybe I only need digit. So I can say from random import what, digit. So I will say from random import what, import digit. Okay, like this. So now I have digit. Okay, so import digit like this. Okay, we can put comma, and then maybe you will be needing hexadigit, so you can bring hexa. Okay, because sometimes when you import the everything, it will make your program very slow. So you want your program to be fast, so you can just import individual that will be needed instead of going for this. So I will show you how we go about all of them. So when the understanding is there, we can decide to do anything we want. We can decide to do anything we want. Okay, so now the next thing is, maybe I want octa. So if I want octa, I can say octa. So the word octa here is that. So you can also get that one. Okay, so oct digit. Okay, so we have the oct digit here, and then we can also have punctuation. So like this, I can copy this one here, and then just be comma, and then I'll have my punctuation. I can decide to have, uh, let's say we want to use both lowercase and the uppercase. So if I want to use both lowercase and uppercase, I'll go for this one. Okay, and then have that one too here. So once you do that, it means that you are not going to deal with the model. So you can deal with this one directly. So within our code, I will show you how to get that one and then the other one. Okay, so now we've gotten what we want here. Now we know exactly what we want. So we realize that all this information we don't need, so our program will run faster without delay. Okay, now let's look at random and look at what exactly do we need in random. So maybe when we are done, we can comment on this and the one that we don't need. But now let's do step by step. Once we get the understanding, now we can decide to do what we want. Let's go to, I'm changing here to the what we call random, and let's pick exactly what we need from random and see. So here I'll run my code here, and sorry, it's telling us cannot import the name digit. Okay, so what was it, the digits here? Maybe why is that we are getting the error? Why? Who can tell us? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Why are we getting error? You saying that you cannot import
Some
the
things.
digit.
Hello?
Hello? We are getting some error message here that you can't import the name digit, and I'm asking who can assist. So let's see. Let's take digit from there and run it again and see. And then we have another one. Uh, import. We cannot import the name hazard digit. So why are we not able to import it? Who can
Yeah,
assist?
please, I think maybe you are inputting too much things at a time.
Too much things at a time. Okay, so now we have this one. I've taken this one off. Okay, so now let's see. Uh, we have string
Hello?
here. Hello.
So I think we can just import the random, then we'll have access to all the functions.
Yeah, I understand that one, but like what we've done there. But what I want us to do is, like, maybe we want exactly, let's say, uh, we want exactly this part. Okay, so let's say, okay, so now I think the mistakes there was that we were importing from C. Let's see the mistake. We say random import You can see the mistake. You see the mistake we did. I hope you can tell me the mistake there. You can see that we say from random, import digit, import hexadigit, import octadigit, import punctuation, import, but then random doesn't have this. This one is in the container of what? The string. Can you see where the mistakes are? I hope you can see it
Yes.
now. So what I
Yes.
needed to do is to change here to what? String.
String.
Yeah, so that is what I want you to figure it out. So now let's run again, and you can see that it's working. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's do the same thing um, for random. So let's see that within the random, we can see that random. Let's see the function we needed from random. Let's check our code. So here we realize that we need choice, and then what? Maybe we need choice, we need random. um, we can also, okay, we need choice, and then uh, radiant. Let's say we need a two. Okay, I will demonstrate the difference between the radiant and then the choice to you. Okay, so now let's see here that I will say from random, from random import, import. So now I will go in for choice. So import choice. So I have my choice here, and then I'll go for import radiant. Okay, so I'll use radiant. Okay, so now from here, save it nicely. Okay, so now we are done with this. We are, at least now we know exactly what we want, so I can close this. Okay, anyway, if you want to use p print, you can just go to model and add it to your stuff, so that anytime you can use p print, it makes it nicely. Instead of normal print, this one break it nicely for you to see, okay, very well. So if you want to add it, you can just go to your, like this one that I'm using here. I'll go to the package, and then I can add p print. Your own to, you are using the what you are using is different from I'm using PyCharm. So what you are using, the same thing, you can also add it to the VS Code. Okay, so now let's see, let's go back to our code. So now here I needed the string. Okay, so what I needed, before I'm going to program with the random this, before later on we change from exactly what we do. Okay, so you know the difference. Okay, so now here we needed a string that would give, because the question say we should generate username and password. So let's say with the username, I needed a string for username. Okay, so what do I need for username? What do I need for username? I can create a variable name and assign it to, so I can say user string. Let's say user string. So my user underscore, okay, let me say users string underscore. So now I'm going to add, so I'm still using the first one. Okay, I'm going to use the 5, that is, I'm using the package name. So I will start with string. I'm not using this one, later on we'll come back to that. Okay, so I'm having here dot. Okay, so what do I want to have? So I want to have the digit. So I'll have to have digit for the username, and then I want the user, so I can concatenate it with another one. which is string, and then I want what again? I want dot ASCII underscore letters. So it means that I want both lower and then uppercase letters. I hope it's understood, right? Okay, so now we can test. Let's check our username, what we are getting from there. So we can say print, let's say, let me use p print. I like p print. So you user underscore string, and we will run it here and see. Okay, good, we've able to generate the string for that. So you can see from 0 to 9, then I have from A to Z, that is small letters, then I have capital A to Z. So good, I'm able to get my user strings. I hope it's clear. Okay, so now let's look to password string. Hello, hello.
Hi, sir.
Yes, when I'm you can't really respond. Okay, so I know maybe I can't see you because, so once I say hello, just respond, so I know my internet is still active. Okay, so now let's do password. So I have here password, password string. So what we want to use for our password, so password strings. So now within my password string, I want to have a very strong password. So I needed to have string
Punctuations.
string sorry, string dot. Now my password, I want to have number in it, so that one will be okay. Then concatenate it with sorry, string dot. I still need the ASCII. I still need the ASCII letter, which is the both small and the capital. Okay, I want a very robust. Um, so now the next thing is I also need I also need
Punctuations.
punctuation. I want to have punctuation so that my password will be very strong. So I have punctuation. So now let's check our password strength. So now within my password, I can see print. I'm using p print. Okay, so p print. Okay, so now I will use pass string. So let's check this one too. Okay, now you can see that our password is very strong. If you can see, here, so I have from 0 to 9, then I have from A to Z, then capital A to Z, then I have the punctuation, so you can see all these signs here, so which will give me a very strong password. Okay, so right now we know that we'll be able to get the strings for our program. So the next step is to, so if mostly it's good that we can do commenting our program. Okay, so we can just write a comment is what generating generating string for username and password. Okay, so here I will see that because the whole thing is concatenate, so you can say concatenate user concatenate user sorry username and password string. Okay, so now anytime you pick, you know exactly what it is. Okay, so now the next point is that we want to generate the username and password. And then we were talking about we can use list comprehension to generate. So now let's see if we want to use a list comprehension. Like I already know, we will do a different part, but the first thing is let's try a list comprehension. We know a list comprehension is having this sign, right? I believe you know that. Okay, so now when I
Yes.
have this one, I needed to, anything that I'm going to generate, i I want to join them. Okay, for instance, we can decide to get individual, let's say get individual string. We can also get individual string, okay, from what we want to do. So now we want to do randomly generate the username and password. So let's see, randomly I can say username, let's say user name, and we want to use the choice, we want to use choice. So now I can see, so here you can write a comment, means that generate, let's say generate user name. Okay, so here we are generating username. So I want to use the random, so I can say dot random dot choice. Okay, so now let's start with choice. So random dot choice, and this is the choice, this is what the choice will give us. So within the choice we can have our string inside, the one that we wanted to generate. So we want to generate username, so I'll have username here, and I will say username. And then we can also, within the, we can just decide the number of strings we needed. Okay, so I can put it here, that the number of characters that we want. So with that one, it's easy to get it when we are using choice. So with that one I can say k, this one, the k here, it will give me, like, maybe I want 6 letters. So username, I want my username to be just 6 letters, or you can see username should be 5 letters. So with this one, and then I will say print, let me use normal print because this is just a simple. So print what? Username. Okay, so let's try this program and see what we get. Okay, so when we do that, you realize that we got something here. What do we have here? Who can tell me? What? Y,
Y Y-O
Z,
X
yeah, D, right?
G.
But then we didn't want something like this. Is that what we want?
Sir, please no.
Yeah, so you realize that now we'll be able to get individual characters. Okay, but then we want it to be one. We want the individual characters to be one. So you can see that when I click on run again, it will generate a different one for me. But this is not what we want to see. Now to solve this one, we need to combine the characters as is coming, and that is where we needed join. I believe you've read about join, we've used it before, right? So now I will place
Yes, sir.
the whole code in join. Okay, so now I can have join here. So now within the join, you can see dot join function, JO, yeah. So we can have join here, but then let me make it simple for you. You see, we get the join from a string. Okay, so if I have string here, this string here is going to this string here that we have here is like whatever that will come here should be in the string. So here empty string, I'm giving empty string. So when I say empty string dot, it will give me the join. I hope you get it. So now I can have my join here. Join here is coming from empty string, right? Because like you have empty string here, you know, with that string, right, the properties of string, you can get the uppercase, the spread, the title, the join, and all those things. So with the same idea, you can see we can get a join. We went through all this one, if you remember. Start with title, index, lowercase, everything we can get from the empty string. Like, you know, we can have empty string and we have a string, something is inside. But in this case, we need the empty string so that we can join all our item to do. We need a join. So I will start with the join here, and then I will cut all these ones and place them in join. Okay, so now I'll cut this and I'll come to join. I'll place them in. Good. So now within the join, I have every empty string. So whatever that will come individual should be join this one and then assigned to username. So let's run this code and see. Good. So now you can see like we have something like this. Z X Z D M Y. Good. I hope it's clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but then let's ask ourselves, do we need to have our username we mix with capital and the small? Does it sound good? Does it sound good? Does it sound good? Mostly, I think when we have a username with small letters will be better, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so now what we can do here is that we can change our code here and make, instead of saying string dot axi letters, we can use like string dot axi what, lowercase, right? So like this, lowercase. Okay, good. So now when we have something like this, we expect that our username will only be small letters, right? I hope this one sound good, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we have our username being generated, but then let's ask ourselves, what was the question asking us to do? The question was saying that we should generate what, 20 what, username and what, password. So now we want to generate first 20 username. Okay, so what function can help us to generate 20 user? Because now we have one. What one can we do? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
what one can we do? Okay, so now I believe, okay, who want to come? Do you want to?
Well, we can use the while loop.
Okay, we can use, is it the while loop or for loop? Okay, what does the while loop do? Marcel, what does the while loop do?
The while loop does a task over and over again until
Okay,
the
okay, so
statement is false.
we can use the while loop just to repeat the code to run over and over again. Okay, so that is good. But then this case, I think we don't want to use the while loop. Okay, to make it simple for us, because we are now advanced coders. Okay, we move from the basics Python coding. Now we are in the intermediate, so we try to write smaller code to do bigger things. That is our goal. So now let's see, we can use list comprehension. I believe you heard about list comprehension. Within one line I can get something that I can use 4 lines to do. I believe you remember that, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so now we can place this code in the list comprehension. List comprehension, last time I said we use the, it's a list. What is the sign for a list? What is the sign for a list? Who can tell me the sign for a list?
Two square brackets.
Two square bracket. Good, that's good. So two square brackets. So now we place all our code in two square brackets. So now I will say this one and then the end here. Good. Now this one will not solve the problem, right?
Yes.
Because when we run our code here, you realize that now it will be generated in what? Square bracket.
L
Can you see
brackets.
that? Okay. But now how do we generate 20? To generate 20, we needed to use what? For loop. I hope you remember for loop.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we remember for loop. So we can use for loop. And then do you remember, to if I want to generate numbers from 1 to, let's say, 10, what
Yeah, you
function do
use
we, what function?
range.
Range. Good. So now we needed to use range. Okay, so now we are going to use for loop and range within our list comprehension. So now I will see that for, sorry, okay, so now we see for dash. Now okay, I'm using underscore here. It could be anything because I don't need to use the variable there. I don't need it, so it's just a formality. So for underscore, you can use anything. It can be a or what. For underscore in what? In what? In what?
Range.
In range. Okay, so underscore in range. What are we looking? 20, right? So underscore
Yes.
in range
Yes, sir.
20. So now this one is going to do the magic for us. So underscore in range 20 days. So now it's going to
No,
generate
sir.
what?
Hello.
Sir,
Suppose you add one to 21 so that to generate 20, otherwise it would be 19.
Was that one? Okay, no, we are starting from zero. Okay,
Mm.
so if not, it's going to generate more than that. Okay, this one is just a number. So if you say plus one, you are saying to plus one, it's going to generate more than that. Let's do that. We are learning, so I will accept that. So Marcel is saying we should add one. If I add one here, let's run our code and
sir,
see.
please, that's not what he means.
What?
He means like the
21.
20, change it to 21.
Okay, so one plus this is the same. I believe you know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what I've done is the same. So if I say 21, it's still the same. Okay, so now let's see. Marcel is saying that we will. So let's use, if I want to check exactly what I will get, what do I need to use? The
Keep
length, right?
it.
I hope
Yes.
remember. So
Mm.
length function will give us the number. So we want to see exactly the number we will get. Okay, what number is that?
21.
21,
21.
because it's generating from 0 to, okay, so it's starting from 0, so it's generating the numbers for us. So in this case, mind you, it's not like we are having a string where we are converting it, then we reduce. So here we keep the number like that. Okay, so let's say 20, because it's printing from 0. It's printing from 0 to, counting from 0. Number start from 0. Unless if we want to get the 21, this is how we will do. If for instance Marcel is saying 21, then we need to start with what?
1.
1. Okay, like this. So if we start with 1 and we run this, we will get 20. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now
Yes, sir.
we don't need this one, so let's make it simple. So we keep our 20 and then we run the code. So we know that we are receiving 20 usernames. Okay, good. So let's see how we've gotten there. Now let me put everything into p prints. I love p prints. Okay, so now p prints, put all my username in p prints. Okay, so I have p prints here, and then I remove the len because I don't need it anymore. Okay, so len is gone. Okay, so now let's print this one here. Good. Now I have all my username from. Now you can see these are the username. So if I'm writing a program, I can assign username to my users. Okay, now that we are done, this is one aspect using list comprehension. I hope it's simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
now the same
Yes,
code,
sir.
we can decide this one is using what? List comprehension. Let me say you generate username using list what? Comprehension. Comprehension. Okay, so now I don't want to use list comprehension. So let me comment on this line and then try another one. Let's see here. Okay, so I've commented on this line. Okay, so now on the next line, I want to generate using for loop. Okay, I want to generate using for loop. So now you will decide which one you want to choose. Okay, so now here instead of list comprehension, I want to use for loop to actually do the same thing. So here I will use using for loop. Okay, so now I will pick the same line as we did. Okay, now let me copy this line and then come here so that we don't waste time writing the code. So I'll remove here. Now you can see this what I did here. I will take this one here. I believe you understand this one, right? And then place this one here. Okay, so I will place this one here like this. Okay, so this one is the for loop, and then I'll remove this one. Okay, and then I will have this, and what this line will do is that I will come to here. So now I have something like this. I hope it's clear. Do you understand this line? Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Yeah, do you understand this line?
Sir, please no.
No. Okay, so you see we did this one. Here we generated our username and password. Now if we want to generate 20 of it, we place it in the for loop. So now it's the same thing, I'm placing everything in the for loop. I hope it's clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so now what I did here, I'm just changing it, just a reverse of everything. So now you see here that if I come here and I will say print print username. Okay, so now I'll come here username like this. Okay, this one is going to generate everything for me. Can you see here, right? I hope it's clear.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
now if I want to, maybe I don't want to have it like this, I want to place them in a list, that it will generate the username inside the list. What do I need to do? Who can tell me? What next step? What next step do we need to do? Who will have idea? From all what we've done, Any idea here? Any idea? Okay, so now I hope you remember we can, to do that we need to generate maybe empty list, right? So I will say that user underscore names, and then I will assign it to empty list. I hope it's clear. So now here, to put information in the empty list here, what do I need to do? Who can tell me? Hello? Instead of printing it here, I want everything to go to username here. What do I need to do? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, who can tell me? What do I need to do? Marcel? Marcel,
Hello.
what do I need to do?
So please you said.
I'm saying that instead of printing one here, now I've created empty list here. So now I want everything here to go to the empty list here, so that it doesn't print one like this. What do I need to do? If you want to assign something to a list, what do you need to do?
Um, you need to put like
Like if I say dot something here, do you remember append?
where.
Yeah, so now we needed to use append. Remember, everything we've learned, you can apply them. Like I said, now before we were using Tony is that you need to have everything in memory. Okay, for now you use editor like PyCharm, like VS Code. When you do it, you just pop up for you. So make the work very simple. You don't need to memorize everything. Just need to understand. So now I know that okay, I can use append. So now here I will come here and then I will see username usernames dot what. Oh, sorry, it should be user underscore names dot what? Append. I hope you
Append.
understand. It's clear, right? So what
Yeah.
are we
Yes.
appending? We are appending what? User what? Name. Okay, so now the next thing is we needed to print this. So now we should print it outside the loop. So I can say print, I will use pprint, and I say print user underscore names. Okay, so now here is going to print everything for us. Okay, I hope it's clear. So we've gotten the same thing that we use the list comprehension to do. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I realize that this code is long, right? With the list comprehension, I just did it within what, 2 lines. But here I have how many lines? One, two, three, four, five. Right? So list comprehension save time. Okay, so we can also write the same code using um, radiant, rand James. Okay, so now let's try this. All that I want you to really understand everything very well now, where we got into advanced. So we needed to understand this. When you do, you can do whatever you want to do. That's what I'm doing. So now here I'll comment on this line, and I want us to use radiant instead of choice, right? I hope it's clear. Okay, so now let's go. So the next thing is we needed to we needed to come here and then comment. So I'll comment on this line. Okay, so I've commented on that line. I want us to try generating using index. So now we want to generate using what? Index. So the first one was we want to use index. I believe you already know what index means, right? Right? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
I
Uh,
say
Do you
yes.
remember index?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's do a quick brainstorming here. Okay, so now we have our username. So if I want to print this and I say print 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 user strings. If I print this one, what do you need? You see that we have individual coming from what? So if I want to have maybe 0, it should be in this what? The first one should
Zero.
be in this what?
Zero.
0. Okay, so now this is the idea. We want to use the indexing. Okay, now that you've gotten that, let's use. So we are going to generate the same, but this time we want to use the index. So now I will use the ran random dot random dot now here, when you hear this one, int means what comes in mind?
Integer.
Integer. Okay, so now we needed to get the integer for user string. So to do that, what do we need to use to get the user string?
What did you say?
What do we need to use to get the integer for the user string? What? The length, right?
Yes.
Length function. So we can see length function, and then we put our username there. So user string. But mind you, if I want to have the last string here, if I want to have the last string here, the length of the last string, what do I need to do? Who can tell me?
What did you say?
If you want to get the last string here, the index for the last string, what do we need to do? Minus what?
Negative one.
-1. Good. So you realize what that we did is coming to play. Okay, so -1. So now if I print this, we can print this. Let's print this and then see what we will get. Okay, now we are getting 0 here, missing in the room. Whoa, so now we needed to start with 0. So we can see 0, that because that is the format. So it starts from 0. So that is telling us the missing index. So when we run this, we can see we had 21, right? I hope it's clear.
yes,
So
sir.
that tells us that
Yes,
the
sir.
last one is 21. So now we'll be able to get the index. So that is good. So with this index, we can run our program, right? Okay, so with this index, if I want to generate the value, let's say generate maybe the first letter, let's say A, what do I need to do? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? If I want to have the first letter from user string, What do I need to do? Who can tell me? Hello.
Say,
Mm-hmm.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Benson. So I want to have the first letter from the index. So what we needed to do is to place it in what? Place it in what? So you remember that if I want to get this one, let's see, so it will be the string, let's say string, I hope you've not forgotten this, underscore, let's see, users underscore strings. This one, you have like these ones like this. If I have these ones here like this, I hope you've not forgotten. Then you place your index in, and then it will give you the value, right? So for instance, if I want to say print, let me assign this one to index. Let's say index, I'm just doing something like no problem. So now this one here, when you have something like this and then you place a value in there, it's going to print it for you. I hope you remember, right? Hello.
Yes.
yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so this what we have. So if I say print, okay, our user underscore string, I don't know why we are getting error from. Okay, so I needed to close this one. Okay, so now it's solved. So I've closed this one, so the error will go. So now if I have this code, okay, and then I have this. Now with this one, once I place one here, it's going to give me the letter. Okay, so let's see, print. Okay, print this. What come is what? One, right? Because when we run, because
Yes,
we have letters, so you see that we are getting something from this. Okay, now what that we want, because it's not in a loop, so one will come. Okay, so it's the same thing to, now that we've gotten the index, so I'll place the index there, the index that we've calculated, that index 1. Okay, and then when we run this program, you see that it's getting us a value. I hope you've gotten that. Hello.
Hi. Yes.
Do you
I
understand? Do
said,
you understand?
yes,
Okay, so now we want to use the index to be able to do the same work. Okay, now you realize that I'm getting this one like that. Okay, so to be able to solve this, I can place this one also in a loop. Okay, which will help me to do that. Okay, so now I've gotten this one. So what do we need to do here? What do we need to do here? So now i i can I can leave this line here and then add another one to that. Okay, so like what we have here, all that I needed to do here is that I won't print anything from here. So I'll come here and then use what we call empty string dot what, join. So now I can join everything that is coming from here, like from what that we've done so far. So it will be inside this. So now I have my join here. So you can see here the join is here. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so when you print here, when you print whatever that will come here is going inside what, the join, because now we calculated the index here and we place it inside this. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so the next point that I want us to talk about is that I needed to know the number of strings that I want to. So now here I can assign this one to what, username. User name. Please, if you don't understand, kindly let me know. Do you understand what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Benson, is Benson
Yes.
here? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Marcel, do you understand? Is Marcel here? Brian, do you understand what we are doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what I needed to do is that let's print this. So now I'll print username. Okay, so now I'm printing username here because I'm using the join. Let's see what we will get. What do we have? L, right? Hello. Just
Hi.
can see the number is coming. Okay, but it's
Yes.
generating one by one. Do you get it? We want more. Okay, we want a number of them. So now we can use uh, I think the background noise coming. Please, can you mute your microphone, the one who's giving us feedback? Okay, thank you. Okay, so now to generate more, I'm going to write a for loop within the join. Okay, because it's giving us one like the way we were able to use the number here. So now I'm writing the for loop. Let's say for dash in in range in range, let's say 5. Okay, for dash in range 5, and then because this for loop, and run this one, then let's see. So now you can see that we are having some number here, right? Can you see something is coming? We are
Yes.
having some number here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you see we are getting something here?
Yes.
I hope it's clear with you. Or you
Yes,
are
sir.
getting confused. Do you understand?
No, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So we realize that we are getting some numbers here, but then what that we are getting here is just that it's not it's the same number, right? Okay. What we are getting is what? Is the same what? Is the same what?
Number.
Is the same number. We are having the same figure here is coming here over and over again. So we have KK, we have this one, we have this one, we have this one. So now, if I think I'm getting feedback. Okay, I hope it's clear. Can we continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we have this one here, and then you can see that we'll be able to generate all these ones here individually. Okay, we've gotten individually, we'll be able to generate all this one individually. So I hope our time is we our time is almost up. Let me speed this up. Now that you've gotten the basic idea what I was talking about, let me speed this up for you. I think I've done something here which I can I can show you. Okay, so now I'm just going to, all that I'm doing is we've already done it. Okay, so now can you see here? Hello. So this is the part we've gotten, that we got the random dot radiant, and then we gotten our string index here. Okay, so from the string index that we gotten, now we have to join them. Okay, so now we can say join this one, so which is the main thing that we have here, the user string that I was talking about. Then we have our user string index which we've generated here, so we place them in there. Then we write our for loop, and we give the number of ranges that we wanted, we assign to it. Okay, so once you've done that, we can print this one here, and we can also assign it to a username. Okay, so let's see how this one is done. So if I run this code like this, you can see here that we are generating the numbers. Okay, we are generating the numbers that is coming through like that. Okay, so now to solve that part, you can see here the last part here, the last part here. Let me comment here. I'm coming. Hello, can you hear me? Hello,
Yes, sir.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we could have all this one being sorted out. So as you can see here, once we have our user string and then we put it in the range, we can assign, we can also append it, and then we can print the username from there. Okay, but all these ones that we are doing here, what makes the work very easy for us, okay, very easy for us, is when we use the list comprehension. Okay, so with the list comprehension, is something that makes the work very 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 what, easy. Okay, it makes it very easy because you don't need to struggle just within that one line. I'm just doing all this one for you because what list comprehension can do for you, when you place everything in the list comprehension, your work becomes very easy. Okay, your work become very easy. So I just want everybody to now understand what list comprehension is about, and then we can start using list comprehension. Okay, so now once you place this one, let's see, I just, because we don't have time, So I want us to conclude everything we've done here. So now, to generate the username, we use the list comprehension here. We be able to generate the username, let's say 20 username, and then to generate password is the same thing. So we use the list comprehension here. So you can see here, join random dot choice password, like the password we've saved from there. You can see the password we saved from here. So all the characters, so now I can have my password here, and then for this I will generate the password, the number of password. Now the password, I want to have 8 characters, so I have it here like that. Okay, now I was talking to you about enumerate. So you could put everything together in using the enumerate. Okay, and then you can also place everything together using so now here is the function. You can also put everything together, create a function for that. Okay, let me comment on this one first. Start with the enumerate. When we are done, we will come back to that. Okay. Okay, so now everything we've done is the same. Okay, so now here what we'll do is that I'll just remove the comments here. Okay, so now I was talking to you about enumerate. So enumerate, and then I talked about zip. Okay, so what zip does is that it's able to put both the username and the password together. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand how to generate the username and the password now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's go step by step with uh uh um let's say zip. What zip is about. Okay, first thing is I needed to comment all this one here, so you will be able to understand it. Let me do the commenting here. Okay, so now what that I needed to do is the zip. You can place this one. Zip means that you want to combine, that is, you combine both the username and the password. That is zip. So I will have my username and then the password. Okay, so you can see here that the username and the password here, this is my username I've generated, this is my password I've generated. Okay, so now to use the zip, I will start with zip function. So this is the zip function. Okay, if you want to know more about it, you can use what we call last time, what we did, like help. Can print, you place it in help, it will show you what it's about. Okay, so now let's see print 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 zip. So the zip function here, if I print here, you can see that it came as object. You can see zip object, you can see. So to see the zip object, you place it in a list. You already know the list function, right? So I'll place everything in a list so that it will show me exactly what is inside. So I will see list, sorry. So I will place everything in a list and print this out. So once I print this one, you can see that it gave me tuple, right? Let me use p print so that you can easily see it well. So now this is what the zip gave me. So now you can see that Hello.
Hi,
So
sir.
now you
Alright.
can see that it has grouped the zip group. So now I pick the username, password, username, password, username, password. I hope you've seen it in what? A tuple. So I have a list. So now with the list, we'll be able to break the object for me, the zip object for me. So now I can see the item is what? A tuple of a list, which is what? The username and the password, username, password, username, password, username, password. I hope it's clear. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now
Yes, sir.
with this one, what so zip simply means that you want to group. So anytime you are done something and then you want to group, because when you are generating username and password, definitely you combine the username, you group with the password. So once I give you this, it comes with this. That's what it means. So now the next thing is we want to number it, because I want to know exactly if I have 20 here, unless I have to count this one. So to be able to do that, we use a function called enumerate. So that is enumerate. So now I can place this one, my zip, in what? Enumerate. Okay, so now here the list simply means here this list is just helping us to be able to see the content of the zip. So now inside of zip, I will do enumerate. So I will say enumerate like this. So what enumerate does is going to number them, but then it starts from 0. So let's write here. So you can see that it gave me an object. So to see what is inside enumerate, I will place everything in a list. So that a list will help me to see the content of enumerate. So I'll have this one here. Okay. Okay, so once I run this one here, you can see, oh sorry, I needed to put the, okay, so now once you have this one here, you can see that it started from what? 0 to what? Let's use p print. I like, so that you can see it well. Okay, so now let's run this. So now you can see here that it started from what? So enumerate, give the numbering. So you can see that I have from 0 to what? 19, right? Do you
Yes,
understand?
sir.
Okay, so that is the
Yes, sir.
enumerate. That's what enumerate that. But now you can see that this is enumerate. So what it's doing for me here, I don't want it to, I can decide to, make it. So now you can see that you can decide to, let's say it should start from let's say 1, or that's what I've done here. So when you see here enumerate here, I can say that it should start from, I can say start from 1 instead of it starting from 0. The default is 0, so I'll put should start from 1. Okay, it should start from 1.
Okay, sir.
So hello,
Hi,
Alright.
sir.
I hope
Hello.
you understand. So
Yes.
now you can
Yes,
see the
sir.
Yes, sir.
numbering is starting from what? 1. So now I can see I have from 1 to what? 20.
20.
Very good. Now that we've gotten this,
Hello.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now that we've gotten the numbering using the enumerate, we can use the for loop to be able to write it nicely. So that is what I've done here for you. So now you that understand enumerate, so I use the for loop here and say for n. So now we can, when you check here, you will see that we have here, this is 1, so this is 1 2, because this one is 1. You can see here. So if I want to get, so when I use for loop, I'll be able to get the number and the what, the tuple of this, which is the username and the password, right? So that's what I have here, number and the user ID, which is this. Now to get individual one, this one is an index what, 0, and index what, hello,
Hi.
yeah, here is an index what, index what, 0, right? And here is index what,
Yes.
1. So after my
Yes,
for
sir.
loop, after my for loop here, after my for loop here, you will see that I have, so now you understand this part. Let me comment here because you've gotten that. So now I use list comprehension here to get the user IDs. So this is the user IDs here. Now I want to use the for loop to be able to run, because when we checked through here, you saw that we were having the username and the password as one in as one tuple. Okay, so when we come here, what I'm doing now for now, user id in user ids, because user ids here, this one is giving us what, when we print it, we are having something like this, a list of tuple. Okay, so now the first tuple is 1, so for num will give me the number, so I'll be able to store all the number here. Then the next user id will give me the next tuple, which is this. So now I have this, I can write a nice script here and say, so I'm using the f function, so I can say print f function now, which will give me the number. Then I want to say username here, and then so to get the username is what, user id 0, because it will found at in the 0. Then I'll come here, password, and password will be what, user id index what, 1. So with this one, once I run this program, you will see that I have it nicely captured. So now 1 username is what, pd3hek. What is the password? This. So if I give you this, you can enter this into a system and it will work. Or you created all the password, you store it in the system. I hope it's nice. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the same thing you can also use for function, because now we've done everything now here. So I just decide to, the same thing that we've done here, creating a function for that. So let me comment on this code. Okay, so I'm going to comment on this line because we will not use this. Okay, so now with this one, let me use normal comments. Okay, so with this one, what that we will do here is that we will come here and see password generator. We generate a function. Okay, we generate a function here, and then what I'm seeing, that password user generator. So I'll say character count and the user count. Okay, then they generate 20 username using the list comprehension, then the name, username. So this is what that we've done. Okay, and generate the password, this everything. Then username, list, do read this, so that one will going to generate everything here. So in the same code, I'll just put it in the function. Okay, and then I will print this using this. So when I call the function name and I give maybe the username and then the password they should have. Is going to generate that for me. Okay, I hope it's clear. So
Yes, sir.
let me comment on this one. The p print, we don't need it. So with this one, once I run this code, you see that it generated everything for me. Very simple. Okay, I hope it's clear. So once I change the number to, let's say, 20, and then run this, do you see that I've gotten the same thing?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what that we've done. So you realize that everything we've done, you need them, but what that you needed to do is to understand. Okay, so the question that I gave you, if you realize that last it was asking you should use hexadecimal. So hexadecimal means that you have to call for hexadecimal. Okay, like here the way I would say random dot choice from our previous one. If I'm using this, the recap I did here for you. Okay, in that case you just have to call that one. Okay, so please, this is what um you end today's class. I believe the understanding is clear. I've solved this one for you before, but I realized maybe you might still have difficulties in list comprehension and all those things. Okay, if time permit, next week I will talk about filter and all those things. Okay, maybe I needed to talk about that one, but next week I will give you your project topic, but then I'll treat the last phase for you. Then from there I'll give you your project topic. You only have, like, let me give you, can you use 1 week to complete your project, or 2 weeks will be better? Is two
Yes,
weeks
sir. Please
okay?
two.
2 weeks okay.
Sir, please 2 weeks.
2 weeks will be fine. Okay, so now it means next week I have one topic that I will treat with you. Okay, from there we can now start the we will use a higher topic like filter and all those things. I need to take my time, walk you through that. Once we are done, so with the same thing you can assign maybe user input to it, and then instead of you hard coding here, you can do whatever you want to do now. Now that the understanding is clear, it's about you doing it. So what I want, don't copy codes, try to write your own codes. You realize that the same code you can write in so many ways, so you need to now start writing your own code. I don't want any of you to copy code and bring to me, because we've done step by step from beginning here. You already understand everything about the basics of Python. All of you, I can confidently say you are okay now. Now with the intermediates, I believe all of you understand now. So you know how to even get information from Python. You can use the help, you can use directory to understand what exactly the information are. Before you start writing your own program, you can do all those things before you start. So you understand, okay, this, if I'm going to import it, how does this one work? Okay, what goes into, what are sample code? You can get it from help. You can get all those things from help without even you going to Google anything. Most of the information are already in Python. So now you understand this. All this, you just figure out how to do this. That is what you need. And then how you put it together, that's what that you need. So once you have your topic, you can do your research. How do I put all these things together? There's nothing like chew and pour here. I always say you don't need to memorize anything. All that you needed to do is just understand how it is done. Okay, every developer, sometimes you are writing code, you get to a point you are stuck, you can just check, okay, how does this one work? You just get it and you are gone. Okay, so there's nothing like you have to chew everything and A to Z and then write everything. Just understand it, then you can do some helps from maybe, and put everything together and you are gone. This is how I want you guys to learn. Okay, so anytime you are done with your work and anyone call you, oh, explain how you did this, you should be able to explain, because you understand every concept, you know exactly what you are doing, you understand why I'm putting this here, I'm doing this because of this, because of this. Like I was telling you that you can use the import, you can also import from here, because if you want your program to be fast, you don't need to import everything, which will slow your application. So you just import exactly what you need. Okay, so just take all this one. So for instance, for other one, we just from random import choice. So instead of you saying random dot choice, now I can go straight and say choice without bringing random dots, because I've done from this. And this is like the way I did from print, import print. So now when I'm doing that, I will not say print dot print, I'll just go straight and say print. And this is how all those things are done. So you can just choose how you want to program, and then you do the right thing. Okay, so if you have any question for me, if you have any question for me, you can. If there's no question, then I was planning that we could finish this, and then I'll give you a project topic. But yesterday, I think all of you, I don't know, where did you go? You went to chill, right? Because Benson sent me a message that you were in town. Marcel too, you were in town. So I believe yesterday you went to chill, right?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So please, next week kindly make up. Okay, I want us to finish this one quickly so we can move to the next phase. And by next week, I believe most of you will be a good developers, you can write a clean code. So let's quickly wrap up next week, then we can start our project. Then from there we move on to the higher level of Python coding. Okay, so thank you. See you next week. Bye bye.
Fine.